PBRI believes that collaboration is essential, and a lot of the pests that we deal with are actually global pests. So we need to be operating in more of a global environment. The first organisation we really want to partner with is Fraser, which is the R&D arm of the European and Mediterranean Plant Protection Organisations based in Paris, and they fund a range of projects on plant biosecurity across Europe. But their members also include Canada, United States and Australia. So we've already got some linkages there. This is just about engaging more on the R&D side of things. PBRI signed an MOU with New Zealand in late 2018, again to send a clear message to our other stakeholders, which includes governments and industries, that we're working collaboratively across New Zealand as well. And there are a number of pests and diseases that New Zealand and Australia both don't have. So again, why should we have independent projects when we can actually run programs of research across the two countries? So I think this is really very good, and it sends a very strong message to government as well. The Australian government, being a member of PBRI, works very well, and it's not dissimilar to the structure of Better Border Biosecurity, or B3 in New Zealand, where you've got MPI and the Department of Environment attached. It would be really good to have our other biosecurity sensitive government departments attached to PBRI as well, but we do have the Chief Environmental Biosecurity Officer sitting within the Department of Agriculture. So having the Department of Agriculture there is probably a proxy for the two governments that sit in on the B3 arrangements in New Zealand. Each of the RDC members of PBRI deals with biosecurity as its business as usual on the commodity basis. What PBRI does is ask those partners to focus on things that are common across RDCs. So they're really looking at a bigger picture role. This is where it's important to have the Australian government involved, because they can also assist us in having that higher, more strategic view of where some of the issues are in biosecurity, and perhaps where some of those gaps are as well. And they may in fact be in a capacity building area, or it may be that there are certain tools we need to produce to build, if you like, to actually improve our biosecurity at the border. The partners of PBRI are very focused on efficiency in research and development, and that includes funding and actually getting the projects right. So anything we can do to reduce duplication and fragmentation across the R&D programs is really good, and that's critically important when you're looking at cross-sectoral research. Principally because we don't want to have 10 projects being run by 10 organisations on the same pest. What we want to do is run a program of activity that's focused, that gives deliverables to a range of organisations, and I think that's where we're heading at the moment. Over the last couple of days, we've run Plant Biosecurity Research Initiative's first research symposium. We had over 220 people, which was fantastic. We had regulators, we had researchers, we had farmers giving of their experiences to put biosecurity in focus, and also to try and have those conversations around what the priorities should be, but also building those networks across individuals that are across sectors and also across different roles of government as well. I just think it was a fantastic opportunity for people to get together, develop their own networks, but also to hear what's going on, not only in Australia, but also in New Zealand. And I think that the presentation we had from Fraser here as well was eye-opening. And I think it'll be very interesting to get those regulators and researchers and policy people all having a conversation about what the R&D priorities should be. And then we can really kick some goals in the plant biosecurity space.